We're speaking this morning to Nathanael Vinod, who is the Marketing and Operations Executive at Eden Funeral Services. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Nathanael.
Thank you. Thank you for having me there.
Now, we all know, when a loved one passes on, they will need funeral services, right? But what are the required services that's provided by Eden?
All right. Eden, what we provide is from the time they pass on, right? Our arrangement is from the hospital to our mortuary, and then arrangement of embalming and setting up of parlor, whether parlor or home. The setting up meaning is where we do all the backdrops and the decorations, and also the arrangement of table, coffee, tea, and so on. And also burial or cremation. We will definitely speak to the family members first, because certain of the family, they would like to have it burial, and most of them who want it for cremation, because at the moment, the price for burial is way expensive compared to cremation. And we also do the collection of ashes, scattering it into the sea, and finally doing the death certificate for them.
All right. So it's all in one kind.
So it's from A
all
to
in
Z.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the family does not need to worry about anything that is in between.
No.
Okay. But what is the average cost for these funeral services? Like you said, if you chose burial, it would be more expensive. But what's the average cost?
Why is that?
Because burial, our service for funeral is totally different for the and the burial. Because burial plot, it is depending on the place that they have choose and the amount.
Now, you were talking about cremation. I've always been quite interested in finding out, like, because the coffin and the body goes into the cremation room together, how much of the ash is the wood from the coffin?
Okay.
I don't know whether that's a morbid question to ask.
Ashes is very little compared to the casket and all the other belongings. Yeah, the remains of ashes will be just one bottle of our urn.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the casket and all the other remains, all the other parts, right, that would be like one whole.
Right. So the one in the urn is actually only the
remains of the disease.
How do you separate that? I never understand that.
We have not encountered that, but then the cremation process team, they know exactly which is the remains and which is the parts of cascade and all that.
Right. Okay. So the cheapest option for funeral is through cremation.
Yes, definitely.
Right. Okay.
That is all in our package still.
Yeah. Okay. But like you said earlier, packages go from 7,800 to 38,800. What happens if the family of the deceased is unable to pay for the cost? What are their options?
Okay. We have we can customize their package as well, because certain of them, I'm sure that there are many families out there who thinks that comes to funeral, it's a bit expensive, so they want to finish it very limited cost, but they don't see that when they do it in limited cost, right? They are just certain of the casket team, I don't want to mention name, but when it comes to very less price, their services is limited. But what we do here, we customize their package according to their needs, and we give 101% service. At the same time, as you mentioned, is now how we help them to, for them to make their payment is easy. Usually what we do, we have encountered this, we break their payments to 2 to 3 parts, monthly payment. Yeah, so we follow up with them every month to check on how is their progress and how they can make their payment. So we do help. We still help customers at that kind of point of view.
Right, because in some cases, some funeral homes, they actually have a place to place the urn, right? Is that how it works with you guys as well?
It's called a columbarium. Yes, we have certain contacts. We don't have our own, but we have a lot of contacts.
Right. Yeah. So if a family is unable to complete those payments, those monthly payments, what happens then?
We still follow up. There is no like, we are not bang or not to chase after them, but we still follow up with them on the payments. We call them to check on how they are doing with their lifestyle. And then from there, we will try to negotiate and, to ensure they have their monthly payment coming.
Right.
Yeah.
With the Columbrum, is it a one-off cost as well, or is it a monthly rental?
It is a one-off cost.
Oh, okay.
And how much usually?
It depends on the level it goes, because it starts from the lower level, right? Because it's like, let's say it has 12 departments for it, right? The lower one is the lower price. The more higher it goes, or to your level that you go, it's a bit pricey. The most expensive you can look at is 3,500.
3,500.
Yeah, but depending on which columbrum you're using.
Right.
Okay.
So even in death, I suppose, it's much like in life as well. It's kind of like getting a condo in a way. The higher ones are always more expensive, right?
No, actually, I think Columbrum, the eye level ones are the most expensive, right?
Oh, I see. All right.
Wherever you can see, it is really expensive.
Okay.
Okay. Now, maybe you can share with us a story, Nathaniel, about of how Eden has actually helped a family with funeral costs.
As I mentioned earlier on this now, we have done such in a way that, let's say, because we usually, when we do funeral for someone, right, we don't immediately collect a payment. We always, our consultant, our team always advise our customers that you can do the payment after the service is over. Meaning after everything is over, when they're collecting the ash, then you can make the payment. But if, let's say, they really can't and they meet our consultant, what we do, as I said, is now our maximum we can do is doing monthly payment. Yeah.
So it's like installment.
Payment, yes, more to installment
payment.
Mode. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there one particular case where it stands out for you where the payments they couldn't make payments and everything? Is there one particular story?
We have.
Don't mention names, though.
Okay. We have.
Could you tell us that story? Like, what happened?
It is like they took the service, but then at the end, when we asked for payment, when it comes to payment, they just went missing. Yeah, but what we do is, because this is life, right? We want to celebrate their life during when they're alive and when they're not. We only encountered like one case for this year that they have not paid, but we still follow up. We give them an option like, when you can pay, just pay. Yeah, so we have done that. But not that much, because most of our customers are paying customers. And for the year, which is 2020, we only have one customer who have not paid yet. And we are still in contact with him, and he's still negotiating with us on the payment mode. Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever encountered, though, like a deceased person who has no family to claim the body? What happens to that person? Like, who pays for the funeral in that case?
Okay. At the moment, we have not encountered such incident, but we do something got to do with this, which is called repatriation, where we send the body from here to overseas. Like what you mentioned, that there's no one to claim the body, but encountered with no one to claim and the cost, we have not yet. But for repatriation, yes, we have done it.
What does that mean? Means the family of the deceased is overseas, is it? So you have to send
overseas,
the body.
But passed away in Malaysia, right?
Okay.
And they want the body to be sent to their country back.
So how does that work?
We have done that. Okay, let's see now. We have a customer who's coming from Australia for a vacation, maybe for a business trip, and he passed on here in Malaysia. We will get a call from the embassy, and the embassy will liaise with their family and us, and we will prepare all the services where we claim the body from hospital. The same process, claim the body from hospital, bring to our place, do embalming. We have to do a sealing of casket, whereby we have to call our officers to come to get the export certificate so that the casket can go into the cargo. So we will liaise with the cargo team to get the tickets and all that. Once everything is done, then we will send the casket with the deceased to the cargo. From there, the cargo will arrive to the destination that it wants to be.
And the family will be charged for this whole service.
So who arranges for the flights and everything there?
Myself.
All right, okay. Does this happen? And it's a normal occurrence that airlines do this and they don't even go like, what is going on? Is it
No, it's normal thing. Yeah.
Wow,
But they go on cargo flights instead of
Yes, cargo
commercial
flights.
flights.
Yes, correct.
Okay. No.
I'm sorry, that fascinates me, right?
No, I mean we all know that during the MCO there were a lot of people who passed on.
Yeah.
Maybe not due to COVID, but at that point in time when public gatherings and funerals were not allowed.
Yes.
How did your team manage the funerals at that time?
Simple, because we had to follow the SOP given by the government, whereby maximum of only 10 immediate family members are allowed to be in the premises, which follows the 1 meter gap. And the moment the rules was given by the government was such as that today collect the body, if possible today cremate, or the next day itself. So there should not be any gathering. So our team was more, we have did many precautions here for them so that they just claim the body and come here without doing any embalming. So we just keep in the casket straight away for cremation. We don't have any process of funeral, wake service, gathering, nothing like that. Just a short prayer and then they're done.
Okay.
But the SOPs and everything, how is it? It's much more complex to deal with in this case.
Yes, because we don't have to go through the whole process again. So the price will definitely drop a bit and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's no wake, no services. So it's just mostly just a prayer and then either burial or cremation.
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, it's the services will be cheaper, like you said.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Were there a lot of funerals during the MCO period?
A lot.
Yeah.
Even though I was working at home, but literally I was in front of my PC all the time.
Okay. Now, you were saying that I'm actually quite interested about embalming. Like, how long have people been? How long have wake services gone for? Like the longest that you've ever experienced? Normally, it's like 2 or 3 days, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I've encountered it for 5 days.
5 days is the longest.
Yes, 5 days. 5 nights. We wouldn't call that as days, but 5 nights.
Okay.
Because the wake service is usually always in the night only. Yeah, so it's 5 nights. Yeah, we have encountered that.
Once the body is embalmed, it can withstand 5 nights or more, is it?
If I'm not mistaken, it can stand for seven nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, as long as we close the casket on the top and we don't open it. Yeah.
Right.
Now, would you encourage people to sort of prepare for their funerals in advance to sort of lift the burdens of their families? Because, I mean, we don't know. Death is inevitable. We don't know when we're going to go, right?
Correct.
So should a person prepare their funeral in advance?
I would suggest yes, because pre-planning for a funeral is something that you are taking your insurance. It's similar to getting an insurance. Because insurance, when you're alive, you're only able to use for if you're accident, if you want to go to hospital and such on, right? But when you are not around, there'll be a big amount that is going to your family. Correct me if I'm wrong. The same thing. Funeral pre-planning is something that you plan for yourself for the future so that you don't burden your family. Because as I said, the package price is not cheap. Everything you touch is a price for it. So we have come up with a plan which we call pre-planning, so that the family whoever can just take a package now and pay for it in an installment mode. And, when the time comes, the family will not be burdened for it. Maybe certain amount they have to pay. That's it. But it won't be as the whole amount for them to put in and, regret later. Like, it's too much for me. Yeah.
So wait, so if I want the very atas one, the full package, right? Let's just say, and I'm planning it for myself. Let's just say, and that means I'm gonna have to pay the full amount in an installment package for maybe how many years? How does that work?
We have two payment modes. One is full payment, where you get a discount for it. And another one is installment mode, where we have for 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years.
All right.
But you only pay deposit for 500 ringgit, and the minimum installment amount will be like 200 ringgit, 250 ringgit and above, depending on which year.
But I don't know when I'm going to go though. So it could be 10, 20 years, 30 years. How will you know?
Yes. So what we have done is every payment made will be transferred to our trust fund account. This is to simply say that to our customers that every payment that we take, it is safe here. It doesn't go into our own account.
Okay.
So we have a trust fund account where every payment goes there. And then the moment you apply this pre-planning package, right, we will give you a card to say that you have purchased this. And every 6 months, we will send a reminder message. Like, you have purchased this, maybe to anyone, maybe your family member. If you don't want your family member to know, then we will just send it to you straight.
Okay. And because of inflation, 30,000 ringgit today is not going to be 30,000 ringgit in 10 years' time or 20 years' time. So if I went for the full package right now and I'm paid in full, if something happens to me in 20 years' time, that means will I be charged more, or will my family members be charged
because
more?
when you sign the contract with us, right, behind the contract is already written by our lawyers already. So the payment that you have choose, the example, you're taking the 38,800. Another 10 years, maybe we change the amount. The amount will not be changed. At the same time, whatever service that we have provided you will also not be changed.
Okay.
It will be the same. Yeah.
Now, Nathaniel, now that you're working in this line, have you pre-planned your own funeral?
It took me like 3 to 4 months to adapt to it because, as I said, I just joined here like 1 year plus. So when my boss gave me this opportunity to become the head of marketing and operation, and he puts me under pre-planning in charge, I was like, okay, this is something important for me. So then I took the package. Yeah.
How did you get a job anyway?
I got to know this company because of my church member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was jobless for like 1.5 years because I lost my business and all that. So then I got to know my friend from church member, and then he was probably one of the director here, and he brought me here straight.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the challenges for you being in this job?
I don't find any challenge because you see, like now MCO time, many have lost their job, but here we are still going on. I don't find any challenge like other companies when I was with. Here it's everything flexible. You have your own time. Your working time is so good. Even my staff, the staff who is claiming the body and all that, we all have free time. We don't see any challenge here at the moment.
Mm-hmm. But is it not challenging to face death on a daily basis?
The only challenge that I face is when I see infant pass on. Yeah, that's the only challenge I have, because every time you have a WhatsApp group, whatever they are doing, they will post in this group with pictures and all that. So this is the only challenge I face. At my first day, yes, I did have challenge of looking at bodies and all that. But as time goes by, it was like normal thing for me already. Because we have to inspect the body before we send it to the family members.
Working in this industry, in this environment, do you look at life very differently now?
Definitely.
How?
Because you see, when I was not in this company, for me, life was like enjoying and stuff like that. But ever since I joined here, I see many people pass away, age-wise and all that. Many young people pass away very fast. And if you look at their reason of death, it is sudden heart attack. We won't know when we're gonna be here and when we're not. So the only thing my boss told me that as long as you're alive, enjoy as much as you can, and always be healthy. So whenever he comes to the office, first thing he'll ask, why you are so big at the moment? Are you going to gym? Are you eating properly? This is first thing. Remember where you're working. Don't let your family to be alone later on. So this is what he always advised me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to someone who is planning to plan their funeral before they pass?
I would always want to say this, that think about their family first, because we don't want to put them into a situation where they can't make any payment. Everyone wants to be debt-free. So if you think that you want to stay away from all that, maybe just give us a call. Go to our website, just have a check on our products and our services, and give us a call, and we'll definitely help you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nathaniel, for this little chat. And thanks for answering all our questions.
Very interesting. I'm like,
we've never, things that we never think about.
Yeah.
But now that you've said it, it's like, it's true. We don't want to burden our families when we go.
Yeah, I'm already planning because I wanted
so
8,000.
We should pay for our own funeral.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if
Yes.
insurance covers this. Like if we pay insurance, it should cover this cost as well.
We checked, but it's not. We actually, in terms of talking with the insurance company, to include this as well, but it's still under negotiation.